Greetings. In this video, we'll be discussing the difference between relative and absolute references in Excel. Everything in this episode also applies to Google Sheets. And we're going to be talking about absolute and relative references. So I've got here my invoice, and we have this first item is price, quantity, and of course if I want to know the price paid, it's going to be equals price times quantity. Good. And all that means, don't worry if you ever see that, that just means there is enough space to show the numbers. Okay, what I'm about to do is the primary juiciness of Excel, because I want to do this calculation a bunch more times without having to do it. So I'm going to just pull it and drag it down, and I've now done that. Now, these are all relative references. So if you notice, this is B4 times C4. Then this one is B5 times C5. Now, when I created all but the original one, Excel looked at the original one, and it didn't see B4 times C4. It saw the cell 2 over times the cell 1 over to the left. And then here, when I dragged it down, it said, oh, so the cell 2 over to the left times 1 over to the left. And in fact, if I were to now, and this is going to be a weird thing to do, but if I were to try to apply this formula this way, now I've got to, Excel does what it's told, and it still says, yeah, 2 over to the left times 1 over to the left. Make sense? Let me undo that. Now what's going to happen is right now in this column, I want to get the sales tax. So the sales tax is going to be the price paid times the rate. So easy. It's going to be equals this one, D4, times this one, F1. And I get the sales tax. Good. Now what's going to happen if I drag this down here? Well, we'll just do it on 2 of them. Bad. Because if you notice, this one is D4 times F1. So it's 1 to the left times 1, 2, 3 up and 1 over. Good. When we go to the second one, it does the same thing. It takes 1200 and does it here, but oh dear. And then this one, now we're multiplying 425 times total, the word total. And we get this error. It says, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. So this is a time to use absolute references. And what they do is they will tell it, do everything normal, except sometimes I need to stay where I am. So in this case, this is what it's going to look like. D4 times F1. I want, as it goes around, I want it to always go to row 1. I need the first figure to move down with me, but that second figure should always go to row 1. So I'm going to put a little $sign in front of the 1. And that'll do it. It doesn't change this figure at all, but when I now drag it down, we have the behavior that is expected, right? Each one of them multiplies the number to its left times the sales tax, which is row 1. And it's all because of that $sign, $1. The $sign just affects the digit after it. And that is what we call a row-wise absolute reference. So stick around. On the next video, we're going to dive even deeper into absolute references, looking at column-wise, and even more than that.